Hey friend, welcome to the BotBuhdy AI report. Today we've got a packed show for you. The woman who holds all the secrets. The betrayal that started it all. The double agent. Sam Altman strikes back. The parade of witnesses. The billionaire's gamble. The verdict that could change everything. And finally, the human cost of the AI revolution. Let's get into it.
The woman who had 4 children with Elon Musk just took the stand against the company he's trying to destroy. Shivon Zilis walked into a federal courtroom in Oakland on Wednesday, May 6, 2026, carrying secrets that could decide the fate of artificial intelligence forever. As cameras rolled and the world watched, she was about to reveal texts, conversations, and insider knowledge from the very heart of the AI revolution. This is her story. This is the trial of the century. And this is how everything we thought we knew about OpenAI might be wrong.
Wow. Okay, so that just happened. This next one really blew my mind.
To understand this trial, you need to understand the betrayal. Back in 2015, Elon Musk didn't just help found OpenAI. He poured his heart, his money, and his reputation into what he believed was humanity's best hope against an AI apocalypse. The mission was simple: create artificial general intelligence for the benefit of all humanity. Not for profit, not for shareholders, for everyone. But somewhere along the way, that noble mission twisted into something else entirely. By 2019, OpenAI had created a for-profit arm. By 2023, they were worth over $80 billion. And by 2026, Elon Musk was sitting in a courtroom, accusing his former partners of stealing a charity. The stakes? Between $134 and $150 billion, and potentially the soul of artificial intelligence itself.
Wait, what? I had to read this one twice. This changes things.
When Shivon Zilis took the witness stand, she revealed something extraordinary. She had been living a double life. From 2020 to 2023, she served on OpenAI's board of directors. But she was also Elon Musk's partner, the mother of his children, and a top executive at his company Neuralink. The lawyers called her a funnel of information. She denied it, but then came the text messages. Quote, "Do you prefer I stay close and friendly to OpenAI to keep info flowing or begin to disassociate? Trust game is about to get tricky," end quote. Musk's reply was immediate: close and friendly, but we are going to actively try to move 3 or 4 people from OpenAI to Tesla. There it was in black and white. The smoking gun that showed Musk wasn't just a spurned founder seeking justice. He was actively working to undermine the company he now claimed to want to save.
All right, I will be honest. I was a little skeptical when I first saw this one. But hear me out.
On May 12th, Sam Altman walked into that same courtroom with a very different story to tell. For 4 hours, he methodically dismantled Musk's narrative of betrayal. The real story, according to Altman, was much uglier. Musk hadn't just wanted to keep OpenAI nonprofit, he had wanted to own it. Quote, "I didn't feel comfortable with that," end quote, Altman testified, referring to Musk's demand for 90% equity control and the right to pass that control to his children. Think about that for a moment. The man accusing OpenAI of abandoning its humanitarian mission had allegedly tried to turn it into a family dynasty. But Altman wasn't done. Quote, "We were kind of left for dead," end quote. When Musk couldn't get what he wanted, according to Altman, he simply walked away, leaving OpenAI to fight Google and DeepMind without the resources they desperately needed. The betrayal was devastating. Musk as a petulant billionaire who took his ball and went home when he couldn't be king.
Now this next story really got me thinking. This could change everything.
As the trial progressed, a parade of tech luminaries took the stand, each adding their own piece to this increasingly complex puzzle. Ilya Sutskever, OpenAI's chief scientist and one of the most respected voices in AI, delivered perhaps the most damaging blow to Musk's case. Quote, "I have never heard of or seen evidence of any binding commitment by Musk to keep OpenAI strictly nonprofit," end quote. Never heard of it. The man who had been there from the beginning, who had worked alongside Musk for years, claimed no knowledge of the very promise that formed the foundation of Musk's entire lawsuit. Then came Satya Nadella, Microsoft's CEO, defending his company's massive investments in OpenAI. Tasha McCauley, a former board member, echoed Sutskever's testimony. Greg Brockman discussed the Zilis situation in board dynamics. Each witness painted a picture of a company that had evolved naturally, not one that had betrayed its founding principles. But here's what made this testimony so powerful. These weren't hired guns or corporate lawyers. These were the people who had lived through OpenAI's transformation, and their collective memory seemed to have erased Elon Musk's version of events entirely.
Okay, this next one. I am genuinely excited about this. You are going to love it.
For 3 days in late April and early May, Elon Musk took the witness stand in his own defense. 7 hours of testimony from one of the world's most famous entrepreneurs, laying out his case that he had been systematically betrayed by people he had trusted. He presented internal documents. He quoted from Greg Brockman's diary entries. He painted a picture of secret plans to sideline him and steal the company he had helped create. But here's the thing about Elon Musk. He's not just any witness. He's a man who has built multiple billion-dollar companies, who has revolutionized space travel and electric vehicles, who commands millions of followers on social media. When he speaks, people listen. The question is, were they listening to a visionary exposing a massive fraud, or to a brilliant man who had convinced himself of a conspiracy that existed primarily in his own mind? Because by the time Musk finished testifying, one thing was clear. This wasn't just about money or corporate control. This was personal. This was about a man who had helped create something beautiful, watched it grow beyond his control, and now wanted it back.
Okay, so this next one. This is actually really good news. We need more of this.
As I speak to you now, 9 jurors are deliberating in Oakland, California. Their advisory verdict, combined with Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers' final ruling, will determine the fate of the most valuable AI company in the world. But the implications go far beyond OpenAI. If Musk wins, we could see the forced breakup of OpenAI, the removal of Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, and the creation of a legal precedent that nonprofit missions are binding forever, even after founders leave. It would send shockwaves through Silicon Valley, where nonprofit to for-profit transitions have become a common strategy for ambitious startups. If Altman and OpenAI win, it establishes that early founders cannot retroactively enforce mission statements they never formally codified. It validates the for-profit model that has allowed OpenAI to compete with Google, Microsoft, and other tech giants in the race toward artificial general intelligence. But here's what's really at stake: the future of AI governance itself. Are we comfortable with artificial intelligence being developed primarily by for-profit corporations? Or should the technology that could define human civilization remain in the hands of organizations accountable to humanity, not shareholders?
This is fascinating. The more I looked into this, the more interesting it got.
There's something deeply sad about this trial that goes beyond the legal arguments and the billion-dollar stakes. These were people who once shared a dream. Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, Ilya Sutskever. They came together in 2015, believing they could build artificial intelligence that would benefit all of humanity. They were friends. They were collaborators. They trusted each other with one of the most important projects in human history. 7 years later, they're sitting in a courtroom, accusing each other of betrayal, greed, and dishonesty. Shivon Zilis, caught between her loyalty to Musk and her responsibility to OpenAI, ended up serving as a bridge between two sides that were already too far apart to be connected. The technical brilliance that brought them together ultimately couldn't overcome the human flaws that tore them apart. And that might be the most important lesson of all. As we stand on the threshold of artificial general intelligence, as we prepare to create minds that could surpass our own, we're reminded that the humans building this future are still just humans. They make mistakes. They have egos. They sometimes choose personal vindication over collective progress. The question isn't whether Elon Musk or Sam Altman is right. The question is whether we can build institutions strong enough to survive the people who create them. Because the future of artificial intelligence, and perhaps the future of humanity itself, depends on getting that answer right.
That's all for today, friend. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I will see you tomorrow with more AI news. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, leverage your intelligence.